Right here first tonight, the debate over the life-saving overdose medicine Narcan reaches again into the Kentucky counties outside Louisville. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us on the night team. I'm Doug Proffitt. Nelson County is now moving forward with plans to address the growing overdose crisis facing its residents. According to the Kentucky Overdose Fatality Report, 24 people died of a drug overdose in Nelson County last year. Tonight, WHAS11 night teams Connor Steffen and photojournalist Ian Hardwitt were there as dozens of residents debate the need for it.
A candid look at crisis.
That fentanyl and heroin are a big problem. Unfortunately, it's affected Nelson County.
Sparking crucial conversations.
It's everything. It's life or death.
During a public hearing, bringing droves to the Nelson County Civic Center.
He was from Nelson County, Brandon, another Brandon from Nelson County.
Telling a similar heartbreaking story.
Exactly, because my son was killed on April 23rd, 2021 here in Bardstown, Kentucky, and I have been fighting and advocating to get some sort of action.
Angela Patterson's son Nick died of fentanyl poisoning. Is why she wants Nelson County to install a Narcan vending machine to tackle the issue.
A multifaceted issue at that, requiring a multifaceted solution. Still, many agree that this life-saving Narcan is key to that effort.
It still takes my breath. I mean, every day at some point, I think about him being gone.
Tammy Boblet faced a similar heartbreak when her son Chase died of fentanyl poisoning. She echoes the calls for a Narcan machine.
Whatever it takes to get it into the public, to make it available to the people who need it. My number one priority is to save lives, as it should be to anyone in a position to do so.
In Nelson County, that would be Judge Executive Tim Hutchins. In the past, he's stated he's not a fan of the machines. After this meeting, what is your opinion on Narcan vending machines?
I still don't think the vending machine is a proper way to do it. I don't think there's enough checks and balances when you do that.
Hutchins does support expanding Narcan accessibility just at local health departments and with first responders. He's outlined other strategies too, like rolling out new drug use prevention and education programs, retooling recovery programs for drug addicts, and cracking down on fentanyl-laced drugs entering his community.
I think we all need to come together and put our efforts in as one to make things happen.
While opinions and perspectives may differ,
We all want the end result to be that we want to get rid of the drug problem and save lives.
fighting a growing crisis united and one small step at a time. In Nelson County, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 11 night team.
And take a look right here at our map tonight. Currently, there are only 3 places where you can get Narcan vending machines around Metro Louisville. 2 are in southern Indiana, 1 in Clark County, the other in Scott County, Indiana. In Kentucky, there's just 1 location. That's in Hardin County at the Vine Grove Police Department. 3 people sent to the hospital tonight after a semi hit the back of an ambulance right on I-65 north in Bullitt County. Bullitt County EMS officials confirming the crash to us. They say 2 crew members were transporting a patient on the shoulder of I-65 when a semi rear-ended the crew and patient. All 3 were taken to U of L Hospital. This was near the Brooks, Kentucky exit. We still don't know the extent of their injuries. A Louisville middle schooler was taken into custody after officers found a stolen gun in their backpack this afternoon. In a letter sent home to parents, Newburgh Middle School principal Dr. Shamika Johnson says when they learned that a student might be in possession of a gun, they raised the security level at Newburgh Middle. JCPS police and LMPD were called and 2 students were searched. A stolen gun was found in one of the students' backpacks and they were taken into custody by JCPS police. Both students will be disciplined, we are told, according to the JCPS student handbook. The Shelbyville, Kentucky mother who admitted guilt in the death of her own daughter was sentenced to 12 years in prison today. Catherine McKinney pleading guilty to manslaughter earlier this month as part of a plea deal. She'll have to testify against her boyfriend, Dakota Hill, who her lawyer says is the one responsible for Serenity's death. The 4-year-old's body was found in a suitcase last year in West Point, Kentucky. The family, emotional, speaking in the courtroom directly to Catherine McKinney today.
Abby, what you allowed to happen has destroyed us.
Somebody would have taken care of her, somebody would have came and got you out of the situation, somebody would have done something, and I would have moved heaven and hell just to make sure that happened, to make sure y'all were safe.
The Bullitt County Commonwealth's attorney says it took several months and communication with the family and Kentucky State Police before this plea agreement was reached. Dakota Hill's trial is set for June 13th. It's been nearly 2 weeks since 6 people were shot while enjoying their Saturday night in Louisville's Chickasaw Park in the West End, the second mass shooting that happened that week. 2 people died. Today, the Metro Police Homicide Unit said it's received a handful of tips from the public, but they are still asking for your help. In a statement, they're asking anybody with information, photos, or videos to submit them to Metro Police. Noting that there were hundreds of people in the park at the time of this shooting, they can be submitted anonymously through LMPD's online portal. Residents are weighing in on the future of Preston Highway, the redesign project for the big highway. It's a plan full of hope, but does it have any shot at getting approved? Tonight, they focused on a busy railroad crossing that's unsafe for people to cross. WHAS 11 Night Team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie covered the meeting.
Concerned residents voiced their opinions about the future of the Preston Corridor Plan. It's a project aimed at improving safety, spanning from downtown all the way to Blue Lick Road. But tonight, residents focused on one particular spot.
I think when we start talking about how do we reconnect Preston at the railroad crossing is that we have to deal with CSX's policies and procedures.
Most of them disappointed in a new rule by CSX. In the past, they required closing 2 intersections before creating a new one.
They've now bumped that rule up to 3 at-grade crossings that are currently functioning would have to be eliminated in order for 1 new crossing to be put in.
Tonight, residents weighed in on a railroad track dividing 2 neighborhoods at the intersections of Preston, Burnett, and Hill, causing people to walk over the tracks due to the lack of a crosswalk.
But we're asking for a legal way to get over it. There is currently a walking bridge there, and it's just unsafe. It's a lot more steps. You have to kind of zigzag up it, go across it, zigzag back down.
We even witnessed a person walking over the railing just to come to this side. The reason why so many neighbors are wanting a safe crosswalk. All of them echoing a need for reconnection between the 2 neighborhoods.
Really focus on I mean, obviously we want that connectivity.
This is the time to fix some of the harm that's been caused in the past that was intentional, that was about moving people through our neighborhoods.
Robbie Sanders is the owner of Parkway Fruit Market on Preston Highway near Parkway Drive. He fears the flow of his business being affected whenever construction does begin.
In the summer when we're busy, and that's what scares us, that you don't know.
Sanders and those at tonight's meeting believe the plan needs to be reworked before final approval.
They need to go back to the drawing board and figure something else out.
The city says many of the plan's ideas will take years to fully implement. In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
A new announcement from Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is now sending more financial help to the edges of Kentucky after disasters impacted the state. Disaster relief money heading to the areas hit by the Western Kentucky tornadoes and flooding in eastern Kentucky in 2021. More than $123 million of federal money will soon become available to help rebuild roads, homes, and more. 80% of the funding will go to 4 counties impacted the most by these 2 big weather events. They are Graves, Warren, Hopkins, and Breathitt counties. The other 20% will go to 36 additional counties impacted.
We know no amount of funding will ever bring back the 81 we lost in the tornadoes, the 45 we lost in the flooding. But what we can do is to continue our commitment, no matter how hard or how long that it takes to get each and every one of these families back up on their feet.
You'll notice this does not include the areas impacted by the severe flooding we saw just last summer in eastern Kentucky in 2022. That round of funding is expected to be released later this year.